Hello and welcome to Let's Look at Lifestyle. This week I'm going to talk some more about the sleep pillar. I spoke a bit about light exposure and sleep in episode 4 at the beginning of March. Today I thought I'd talk about the relationship between sleep and chronic pain. Chronic pain is one of the commonest problems that I see in my day-to-day practice. It's distressing, debilitating, and impacts not just on the person suffering pain, but their families and friends. It's one of the conditions that I wish medicine had more to offer. But the reality is that many of the painkillers we have don't result in any great benefit and can cause unpleasant or intolerable side effects. There is a bi-directional relationship between sleep and pain, so they influence each other. A study from Austria in 2017 looked at over 100 patients with chronic pain and found that more than 70% reported disturbed sleep and 30% slept for fewer than 5 hours per night. We already know that for optimum health and well-being, we need 7 to 9 hours sleep a night. If we're not getting enough sleep, we miss out on its restorative function, that valuable resetting and removal of harmful waste products and inflammation that build up during the day. Failure of that process can increase the risk and severity of chronic pain. I think we're all probably aware that pain can impact on sleep. But were you aware that poor sleep can increase the likelihood of developing chronic pain? Research in 2013 analysed 18 studies on pain and sleep and found that having a sleep problem can increase the risk of chronic pain. So, if we can improve sleep quality, we might be able to reduce the risk or the intensity of chronic pain. You might remember from the post about sleep and light that our brains contain a master clock which helps regulate sleep. We already know that light is an important signalling mechanism for this internal clock, and that early morning sunlight triggers the start of the slow build-up over the day of the natural chemicals that promote sleep. Also, that blue light from televisions or computer screens in the evening can disrupt that process. There are other factors that affect these natural chemicals that we need for sleep. Caffeine blocks the receptors in the brain for adenosine, one of the sleep chemicals. When we drink caffeine, it reaches a peak in our bodies about 30 minutes afterwards, but remains in our systems for 5 to 7 hours. So avoiding caffeine, especially in the afternoon and evening, can help with sleep. Having a consistent daily schedule can be helpful too. It trains our brains to know when they should be asleep and when they should be awake. So setting an alarm for the same time every day and getting up at that time can help regulate our body clocks and promote better sleep. It might be difficult at first if you still feel tired when your alarm goes off, but in the longer term, there's good evidence that it can be of benefit. Another means of helping to regulate our body clock, therefore improving sleep, is to have a wind-down period in the evening for a couple of hours, where we try to do activities that help us relax. We will all have different mechanisms for relaxation and know what works best for us. Regular physical activity can also be effective in improving sleep quality. The recommendation from the experts is 30 minutes a day, but aiming to finish at least 3 hours before bedtime. Strenuous physical activity too close to bedtime can disrupt sleep. And remember that physical activity does not necessarily mean exercise. Moving about can be difficult for people with chronic pain, but starting with short walks or movements such as chair yoga and aiming to build up gradually can have real benefits in the long term. I hope you found that of interest and that I've given you some ideas that you might be able to use. More information can be found on the Sleep Charity website, and there's also a book about chronic pain that I've found helpful to read. I'll add the information about both to the commentary.